Welcome back to OffStage. I'm your co-host Caleb, here with my co-host Jake. Episode 4. We haven't really shot in forever. It has been a while. It has been so long. But this episode, guys, has been in the makings for a very long time. We've tried to get this guy on the schedule. He is awesome. He rocks. We're so excited to have him. This guy is so good. I'm glazing right now. He's so good. Ryan Carpenter himself had to hop on this episode because of how cool this guy is.
Our house producer on a pod.
Finally, right? He's on an episode before his episode.
This is your first time on the podcast?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Even before my own.
Can I be here for his episode?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
We'll have you here. We'll just
reciprocity, you know?
Record it back to back. We'll just start asking him questions.
We'll just do it right after this one. We'll do episode 5. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Chad Frick here with us. Chad, how are you doing?
I'm great. What's up, OffStage? How are we doing?
OffStage, we are good. We're really glad to have you finally.
Yeah,
we're excited.
Thanks for having me.
We're really excited to shoot this. Chad has been in Nashville, Tennessee since January of this year. He's from all over the place. He's been in college. He's done all this other stuff that we'll be talking about in this episode. Really excited, but at the heart of it is music, which is why he's here. So, Chad, talk to us a little bit about how you started with music. Where do you come from?
Where do I come from and how did I start with music?
Let's start at the origin.
I grew up in Montgomery County, Maryland, which I'm very proud of. Great hometown. It's where my dad's from. It's where my grandfather's from. It's a wonderful place to grow up. It's kind of not related at all to how I started in music. I went to Clemson for college, and then I graduated and moved to Tampa and started a job with a company called Beat Gig there. And when I was a student at Clemson, I was in student government and a bunch of other student organizations like that.
Frat Prez.
I was also my fraternity president. Yep. And because I'm sick, one of the one of the groups that I was in, we booked B.O.B. for a concert at Clemson. You know, airplanes.
Oh yeah.
B.O.B. Nothing on you. Yeah. And
we haven't signed them yet.
I got to meet him and his manager and whatever, and that kind of helped me get this job at Beat Gig, because Beat Gig was the company that booked B.O.B. And then I started working May of 2023 when I graduated. I was there for a year. I booked 3,500 shows, 1.5 million in GMV. And
what the hell? I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
It sounds cooler than it was. It was really just like me working on the phone all day and being on the computer all day.
We hate booking. That's what we can talk about later.
You hate booking?
I hate booking.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about booking. I fucking love booking.
Props to you for that. Yeah. It's hard in Nashville. I don't know if you found much trouble. You have a show 2 days. I mean, this episode's going to come out a lot later than 2 days from now, but it is currently August 31st, and in 2 days, Chad, you're playing at the Basement, right?
Yeah, it's New Faces Night, so it's not just me. It's like it's basically a tryout.
So it's a tryout to kind of get into more gigs in Nashville, or just with the Basement?
Specifically the Basement. Well, it's a show in itself. Like, my friends will be there, my fans will be there. It'll be great. But basically, it's like an unwritten rule. If you bring enough people, when they see that you're exciting, you can play a show there.
Sure.
Which is
this the Basement East or the Basement?
No, the one on 8th, the original.
Sick.
But anyway, to go back to the story of how I got into music, I was booking all these people making full-time livings as artists. And you know how I never really understood this when I would listen to rap growing up. You know how rappers hate rappers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
they always,
that's all
they're
they
always
like,
beefing. Yeah.
I kind of grew to hate artists. And I was like, these guys, the talent wasn't what like got me to book you. It was like, if you had the minimum threshold of talent, and then did I like you? Were you responsive? Were you communicative? Were you respectful? Did other people like you? That was really what got you booked. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, I mean, I think I meet the minimum threshold, and I can raise my minimum threshold of talent.
When you say, hold on really quick, when you say minimum threshold or that minimum talent, is that by like followers? Is that what you mean?
No, not at all. Not for what I did.
Or like
it was,
songs out?
Can you sing? Me specifically, most of the gigs that I booked for other people were 3-hour acoustic or solo covers.
Okay.
Cover gigs at bars or hotel lobbies or restaurants or in the corner somewhere, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So when I say like threshold, it's like, can you go that long, and do you sound good, or will you drive people away? And I was like, oh, I can do that, and kind of started to do it just really as like a. Do any of you know the Man in the Arena Teddy Roosevelt speech?
No.
Were you guys live when Teddy Roosevelt was president? You know who he was?
I know who Teddy Roosevelt.
So he was president. He was president in 1900. You were born what? 2005. Okay, yeah. So you were, I think, 105 years late. But anyway, he was a great guy for me, an elder Gen Z. Elder Gen Z member.
Elder Gen Z. Just like
but he has this speech called "Citizenship in a Republic," and there's an excerpt in that speech called "The Man in the basically became its own speech called "The Man in the Arena." And I'm going to paraphrase it because I don't have it memorized. But the point is that people criticize all the time. It's a boxing analogy. There's a boxer in the ring, and everyone's like, "Oh, look, he just got hit in the face. What a loser! He's going to fall. He falls down. Oh, he's got sweat on his face, blood on his face." Right? But Teddy Roosevelt says that the real credit. The quote is, "It's not the critic who counts. The credit belongs to the man in the arena." And so I kind of was a music critic because we wouldn't let everyone onto our service at Beat Gig. I was like, "Oh, this guy sucks. This guy's good." And I thought of myself, I'm like, wow, I'm really just on the outside. And what I really should do is get in the arena. So this having my own music career is me being in the arena. Yeah. But that's really what started it. And I didn't have musical, I never, like you guys go to music school. Yeah. I never did that. I never really thought of myself growing up as, I want to be a singer, I want to be a rock star. I wanted to be a writer, and then I wrote poems, I wrote essays, I wrote stuff, short stories, and then a bunch of those poems I was like, these could be songs, turned them into songs, and then now I'm a singer. So it's pretty much on accident. I don't know. I mean, I know the other guys you have on here have like always wanted it, and like this is their thing. And a lot of people I've met in Nashville, it's like, yeah, I always wanted to move to Nashville. I don't mean to be disrespectful in saying that this wasn't like my big passion, big dream. I'm very passionate about it now. I will succeed at it now, but it just wasn't like that for me. It was kind of an accident.
I think that's more compelling. There's a beauty to that. That's like,
I hope so.
It's not necessarily not on purpose, but it wasn't what you were striving for in the beginning, and it kind of just evolved to this place you're at now, which is pretty dang cool.
Thank you. Yeah.
I think that's the benefit with it too, is like, we do go to a music school. We see the same people tell the same story over and over and over again. And like, that's boring in a city like this. And there are people out there, don't get me wrong, that are very talented that go to our school and who are in Nashville or in other cities that have always had this dream, whether that's New York City, LA, like, doesn't matter. But you don't have to make it your full lifestyle at first. Like, you can very much, your dream and what your passion can definitely be something that you just pick up along the way. Yeah. Like, you were a business major, right? Like, when you were entering college, and I'm sure when you were in a fraternity, like, your ideas for a future probably weren't fully music, if that's what I'm getting at.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I never played in front of anyone. No one knew I sang.
So when was the first time you played? Let alone like learn instruments and all of that.
Well, you mentioned talent. I just want to talk about this.
Yeah.
Never in my life at anything I did, like playing sports growing up or public speaking or anything, had anyone use the word talent around me. No one was like, "You're talented. We think that you have talent," anything like that. And then I started singing, and everyone's like, "Wow, you're so talented." Yeah. And
heavy retweet on the sports.
What were you? Were you sick in high school?
No, I was terrible.
Oh. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah, I wasn't the best either, but
that's why we're musicians. Right?
I still don't view it as talent. I think that there is like a inclination to be good at a certain ability, but for me, these were skills that I could learn the way that you could learn any other skill.
Yeah.
If YouTube, the internet exists, and you can watch millions of videos on how to learn guitar, and you can watch your favorite artist, like John Mayer would go on TikTok and be like, "This is how you play my song." Mm-hmm. That's one of the greatest guitarists alive, and that opportunity wasn't available 20 years ago. So I kind of told myself, if I don't get good at this now, then I never really wanted it. Like I was like, in the back of my head was like, I could get good at guitar. And then I told myself that if I didn't, then I was just a giant liar. The resources are there. But anyway, sorry, I got off track. I don't think it's talent. Like, you can watch a video of me 5 years ago, and I sucked at guitar and I sucked at singing. And then I kept singing and kept playing guitar, and then I'm better at them now. Yeah. And I'll be better at them 5 years from now. So if anyone's watching this who, like, same thing, didn't want to be an artist, now they do, you can be. You don't have to have savant, pitch perfect when you're a kid.
No, yeah.
I think expectation goes a lot into that. Like, when you do have, say, like, perfect pitch, like you're saying, it's like, you have perfect pitch. You have to be
you should go play
a
cello.
Piano player or a singer or something like that. But it's like...
Well, I do agree with... and honestly, I agree with that sometimes. Like, speaking of the sports, when I was in high school or middle school and there was a kid who was 6'6", and he wasn't good at basketball, I was so mad all the time because if I were 6'6", I would have been insane at basketball. So
Right.
You think so?
I think, dude, yeah.
No,
I know I would.
I always said
It would
that.
be easy to dunk. I'm not sure about anything else.
No, yeah. If I had the height, I had the weight, or I had like the arm, I'd be in baseball right now, or speed, or any of that. But
I apologize. I don't remember what question. Did that answer the question you asked? I don't remember the question.
honestly, we are so sidetracked off that
Also, I
question.
don't-
It was
wait,
somewhere.
I don't
Chad.
mean to. Can I back up so I don't? I'm blocking you when I'm looking.
Oh,
at
no,
Oh no, you're fine. No,
Don't move it. Don't move an inch, Chad.
All right.
Did you play guitar on the song that we collaborated on?
Yes and no. I did, and then my boy Alex Murtha, who's my fraternity brother from Clemson, did the more complicated stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
fire.
To fill anybody in.
Well, I was gonna compliment him, but if it wasn't him, then
You can compliment Alex Murtha because he's
yeah,
sick at
Alex
guitar.
Murtha. He was the most locked-in track on that recording.
yeah.
Oh yeah, he's insane. I was a freshman at Clemson when he was a senior, and we were in the same fraternity. And he is legitimately the best guitar player I know. He lives in Huntsville, Alabama. And one of the things that got me into guitar was like, oh, it's not rocket science, is like the phrase. You hear that all the time. Murtha is legitimately, his job is a rocket scientist. He works for NASA in Huntsville.
That's insane.
And he's also dirty at guitar. So anyway, this was your question. How did I get into guitar?
Right.
I
right,
watched
right.
him play Freebird at a college party when I was a freshman. And I had a girlfriend at the time, and it was at our fraternity house, and there front row at our fraternity band playing. And it was 3 hours that I did not move. Like I didn't drink at the time, so like I didn't go to get another beer, run to the bathroom. I was just locked in on his hands playing guitar, and I was like, this is fucking the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. And my girlfriend was like, after she was like, oh, that was fun seeing, like she was off doing her own thing. And I didn't, this is something I usually would feel bad about, but I was like, you don't understand.
Yeah.
Like I just saw God walk across, I saw Jesus walk across the water, and you're mad that I wasn't hanging out with you.
Right.
But from there on, Murtha gave me guitar lessons. So shout out to Alex Murtha.
So that was the striking moment, huh? Your frat brother
Freebird.
playing Freebird. And
I
you were
mean,
like,
there were a ton. Everyone talks about one of them when I was little. Like I got my first guitar because I watched Back to the Future, and then he plays Johnny B. Good and
Yeah.
saves his
Right.
saves his own life, makes his parents fall in love. I watched Camp Rock. High School. I actually really liked High School Musical. Unironically,
I mean, who
second or
didn't as a
third
kid?
grade.
Yeah.
What's the best High School? I think High School Musical 2 is the best.
I really liked 3. I watched 3 again.
Is that the graduation one?
Yeah, I
hated
watched
3.
again senior year of high school. So that's the most recent time I've watched High School Musical. But
That's crazy. No, 2 is the best, then 1, then 3.
all right,
That's
I liked Bet on It.
mhm.
I liked I Don't Dance. Baseball 1.
Was that 3?
Those were 2. Those are both in 2.
Oh yeah, those are.
And then in 3, The Boys Are Back.
Oh yeah, Boys Are
That's
Back
the
is
one.
peak.
Yeah, that's a great one.
we're covering that. Chad's covering that in 2 days. If
I would
anybody
do-
gets-
At the, ba-
All right.
the basement.
If anyone's recruiting, I guess I should take the initiative to make myself a High School Musical cover band where we do a High School Musical tribute act. I can be Troy Bolton, obviously,
Choreography and all.
and
Yeah.
I will do it. I'll be the lead,
We'll put
or
the-
I'll play any role that you want me to. I'll be a role player.
We'll put those headset mics on that like clip over your ears and like the little wire piece in front, like that pastors wear. That's what you wear while you dance. The clip-on mic on your waist.
That'd be sick.
That's what we'll do.
I
Yeah.
want to play guitar in it too, though. Or I
Yeah.
just carry a basketball in the orangest basketball I could find.
Right. Just like bright, unnecessary orange. Yeah, we found it at 5 Below or something. But go back a little bit to those college days. You said you had a story you wanted to tell us. Before the episode shot, Chad said he had a very embarrassing story about college, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know if he said embarrassing, but
Was
I
it
did ask,
embarrassing?
what is your biggest regret?
There we go.
That was the
That's
question.
the question, which
Yes.
should be embarrassing, hopefully, but we'd love to hear Chad.
It's very embarrassing. Like I said, I grew up in Montgomery County, Maryland, so my county is touching DC, and my hometown Gaithersburg is 20 minutes from DC. So I grew up a DC sports fan, and I think that culturally, I was influenced more by DC than a lot of people who I meet from Maryland who live in Nashville now are from Baltimore, or they're from Annapolis, or they're from the water in the Chesapeake Bay, and that's like a whole different. I guess it's the same difference as being from West Tennessee or East Tennessee. But yeah, the biggest regret of my life was junior year of high school. No, it was senior year of high school, summer going into college, right? 2019. I can't remember. It was either 2018 or 2019.
Were you in college during COVID?
Yes.
So then it was probably 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And There's a Florida Georgia Line concert at Merriweather Post Pavilion in Columbia, Maryland. The same day as Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals that the Capitals were in.
Oh, Lord.
And I missed my Capitals, the Caps, Alex Ovechkin and the boys winning the Stanley Cup because I was at a Florida Georgia Line concert. And that's my biggest regret in my life. I genuinely feel bad about it. Like, you can watch the clips back.
It's kind of devastating. But, like, Florida Georgia Line is kind of valid.
Like, they were sick at the time, and it was summer, and I got to see all my friends.
2019, yeah. You were with your
But
buds.
the thing is, they put the game on the big screen at the venue
Oh, so they were mocking.
as I was leaving,
and
and then I left. So like
You left. Okay, then there's no
this is the
voucher.
biggest regret of my life.
That is
And
kind
it's
of,
because my ride was leaving, and I was 15 or something.
Yeah,
so
that's
maybe it was sophomore year. I don't even remember what year it was, but I didn't drive,
Yeah.
and I don't know. Uber still existed. I was just being a fool doing that right there.
Chad, I
Just
must
doing that
say,
right there. Doing
you
that right
must
there.
not have made many mistakes in your youth if that's
If
your
that's,
biggest
yeah, if
regret.
that's your biggest mistake, I got
Missing
three
a
above
Stanley
that.
Cup.
Yeah. that
You,
is-
Ryan, you want to tell me? Can I hear yours?
That's for my episode.
All right, I will flip it back. I don't remember.
We're gonna make that a running question.
Biggest regret?
on the pod. But yeah, let's kind of dive into like your time in Nashville, which has been not even a year yet. But for those of you watching and you've heard the name Chad Frick and you live in Nashville, you've seen his name on 12 South. He goes all out for his marketing, his branding. I'll give him props for it. If you've seen a piano in Sevier Park, that's also Chad Frick. If you've had a great server with a great smile at, surprisingly, the Henry on 12 South, guess what? That was Chad Frick. So, Chad, dive into a little bit why you wanted to move to Nashville.
That was a very good intro. I didn't realize that I had even those small impacts on Nashville. I feel
Oh my
like
God.
the piano was actually the first time that I felt like a community member of Nashville.
Sure. I mean, yeah, you were on the news, right?
Yeah, well, it was like a news Instagram post,
Sure.
Nashville Daily or something like that. But
Yeah.
local digest, which was really cool. But what was the question? How was my time been?
Yeah, like not only has your time been, like what sparked you to come to Nashville? Was it music?
It was definitely music. Yeah, I knew that. I didn't know how confident I should be in my abilities. Like I didn't know. I guess I just didn't know how good I was or how bad I was, and I wanted to get a good gauge of where I was at. And obviously, this is where the best musicians, best instrumentalists, best producers either come and work or live. And so I knew no matter how good or bad I was, I wanted to get better. And I knew that this would be the place to do it, just being surrounded by people who are like Ryan's disgusting at bass.
Yeah.
And I've never
Thank
picked
you,
up a
Chad.
bass.
Yeah.
But like, if you ever wanted to give me a lesson, like getting a bass lesson in Nashville, the supply for that is so much bigger than Tampa where I lived or at home in Gaithersburg. Or
$300 an hour.
yeah.
Trust
Look
me,
at
I
that.
know how it is in Tampa. I'm from around
Oh, really?
there too.
Oh, let's
From
go.
Sarasota.
Oh, I didn't know that. Sweet. Let's go. But yeah, so you were one of the few as a musician there?
Yeah.
You were in the minority?
Yeah, played shows all the time in that area,
Mhm.
and I had to do got drum lessons.
I don't know if you know this place.
Oh.
My first gig ever was at Keel and Curly Winery in Plant City. You ever been there?
No.
Oh, okay. It's between Sarasota and Tampa. It's like a 30-minute. It's
Gotcha.
right near the Strawberry Festival.
Okay.
You know
yeah.
the Strawberry
Yeah.
Festival? Yeah. But that's cool.
Yeah, man.
But why I moved here?
Yeah, like what sparked it? Like, I mean, where were you before? Was it college still or?
So I went to college, graduated. I lived in Tampa from May
Right.
2023 to May 2024. And then I quit the job that I had. I went on a world tour. I went to like 10 different cities, driving from Florida to New York City that my friends from college lived in. I just stayed with them.
Yeah.
Had like basically a retirement party in each city. It was ridiculous. Then I went to Greece with some of my friends from the grade below me who were doing like a Euro trip type thing after graduating. I guess that's trendy now. I didn't do that when I
Oh
graduated.
yeah, it's very trendy now.
I started my job 2 days after graduation, which I preferred. Like I've been to Europe, sick, but I don't know. I just didn't know that was a thing. Like everyone went to Europe, and then I was at my job and everyone was in Europe. I'm like, guys,
Go get a job. Right?
Lock in.
Yeah,
Tell
lock
me.
in. Worker's man right here, Chad Frick. 40 hours a week, putting in the hours while also being a musician. But like, what really sparked it besides me? Like, how was that transition? Was it hard for you or?
I wouldn't say it was hard. I mean, I really disagree with the surplus of musicians in Nashville who complain about being musicians. I think that it's so disrespectful to people who have real jobs. I really hate it. Like, you're living the dreams of millions of people who would do it if they could do it, but they can't because of some responsibility or they don't have the resources, whatever it is. And that really frustrates me. I don't remember what your question was.
Hold up. I'm going to pull up a quote real quick. One second.
Here we go. While Ryan's pulling up that quote.
I keep forgetting your question, Caleb.
Yeah, no, you're good. We'll circle back to it.
Whatever's in this water.
Wait, Caleb. I don't sympathize at all with high status. I just want a normal life whimpering. If the one sacrifice of having a wide impact and unfathomable wealth is that strangers ask to take pictures of with you on the street, that is a cost I would pay. That is a cost anyone would pay. I hope one day to pay it. Chad Frick on his Substack.
Oh, man.
Dude,
incredible
Ryan,
quote.
That was like Nardwar.
Exactly.
You just pulling that up was sick.
Chad Frick on the Substack.
That was crazy.
We now need to just keep Ryan in the corner every episode.
Yeah, right.
That was dude,
the research.
I'm glad you read that. Which one was that? Was that about going viral?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
No, you made a good point with that. Like, we honestly live such a good life that so many people would kill for if they could have the chance, and we take it for granted. Like, we've dealt with that and it ties right back into what we talked about as soon as we started the episode, that people in this area really complain about what they do, and that there's just so many of the same people with the same origin story that they were meant to do this.
Right.
Yet they believe that they're meant to do this and that this is their dream, and at the same time they're complaining
I'm
about it.
I'm so glad you agree with this, dude. I've actually found so few people who think this way.
Yeah.
Because so many people just want to commiserate, like, oh, there's no money in streaming. It's like, no, you don't get enough streams. That's why there's no money in streaming. It's there.
Yeah.
You're just not good enough. I think that it's like a defeatist mindset where people who are artists want to shun money because they're not good at making money.
Yeah.
And they say, oh, if I had, a label backing me, if I had $100,000, then I'd be the biggest artist. I'd be as big as Benson Boone. It will only, Noah Khan is only this. Olivia Rodrigo is only this.
It gets to a point of complaining and excuses.
Right.
Yeah. And the sad part is, like, yeah, you can work. The hardest thing with media is, like, it's such a dual-edged sword, in my opinion. Like, it is the one-way ticket to really getting famous these days. It's also the hardest thing to pull off. Like, it is very unpredictable with how, algorithms work, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I do believe that the content you put out is going to define how many views you get, of course. Like, if you're just strumming your guitar while singing and you put basic lyrics of text over it, like, don't expect it to go exactly where you want it, right? But if you're creative about it and you have meaning behind your songs and you tie that into your content, of course it's going to work. We've seen it work for people, right? Yeah. And to the people that think money's going to solve all your problems, it's not. Like, we have people on our team who have a great amount of money, and guess what? It doesn't really get you anywhere you really want without hard work. Yeah. Like, you could have 1 million followers, right? And if they're not in tune with your music or what you want to do, it's gonna go nowhere. So people who make the excuse that, oh, I need this, I need that. No, go get it. Like, it is up there for grabs. Just go for it. You know what I mean?
I agree with you. I want to stay on this topic for a while because I'm really glad you guys agree. But I think that you mentioned the algorithm. People are allowing themselves to be tyrannized by the algorithm. They're convincing themselves that there's a, AI, or like whatever controls the algorithm are these gods that are pulling strings, and they aren't pulling the string to bring them up.
Yeah. It's way easier to place blame on something else rather than your own negligence.
Yes, right. And for me, right, oh, the algorithm didn't like this TikTok. Maybe the TikTok isn't good enough, and I wasn't funny enough, and I didn't have the good enough lighting. Right. Oh, this song didn't get 1 million streams. Maybe I need to make better songs that have better instrumentation and better lyrics, and I can sing better. And it's like, I don't understand. So when I first moved here in January, it's a 10-hour drive from Maryland. And I was, like I said, I wanted to gauge how good or bad I was, and I was terrified that I'd get here and be so discouraged by how talented everyone was and how I wasn't. Because again, like, you guys went to music school, there have been people who've been here for 10 years who just have more experience than me, who kind of started accidentally. At this point, I'd been doing it for 4 months, and not even all in. Like 4 months of like after work. Yeah. And I got here and I met a bunch of people, and the reason I am so confident is because they're not allowing themselves to view themselves as someone who will be successful.
Okay. Yeah.
They're thinking that it's in someone else's control. It's not. It's in yours. If my song does not get enough streams, it's because the song wasn't good enough, or I didn't market it well enough, or the right people haven't heard it yet. And I don't agree with, like, oh, like, there's this big faceless corporation at Spotify and they hate me. It's fucking
It comes
nonsense.
back to the root, and it's talent. It's talent.
Are you
and
good?
It's creativity and it's heart.
All right, here's an example. We'll go back to high school sports. I played baseball, right? I wasn't a starter, and I was the only team captain who wasn't a starter, and I was good at like everything except hitting and stealing bases. So I like the team. I was a great teammate. I was a great like leader. I was good in the locker room. I was good in the dugout. I was good on defense. I was sick at defense. I want everyone to know that. I'd make diving plays and stuff.
Sure.
But I wasn't good enough at the one thing that mattered, which was scoring points.
And if
I could not score runs.
And if you're playing defense, you have to be on the batting order. I'm pretty sure.
Exactly.
So like if you're not,
And so, like most of my playing time, I pinch ran or I did an inning in the outfield game.
Right.
And I remember thinking to myself, I chose the metrics. I was like, well, I'm really good at defense. And I'm really like everyone, like if I wasn't on this team, like there were just a bunch of metrics that I chose that I decided meant more. And I didn't look at the full thing. And I didn't look at, oh, okay, maybe if I got better in this other area, then it would lift my whole talent level up. And so the same applies for music. It's like, oh, but I'm a really good writer, and like, why does no one listen? It's like, well, maybe you're not a good enough singer. And so I don't want to be one-dimensional Mike Trout who can blast home runs, right? Even if I'm a star player. I want to be Brock Holt on the Red Sox, who I'm good at everything. I can do all of them. I'm scrappy. Yeah. You know? And I don't know. I think that a lot of people just don't evaluate themselves accurately because they're choosing which metrics to value over others in their own mind when they're not looking at what other people care about.
Sure. Do you think all metrics are required to be great at for somebody to be great and viewed as you know what I mean, a great artist? Like, do you think they need to be a good songwriter or singer or have a good band or have a good, honestly, like even looks play a part into it? Like, do you really think they need all of those aspects or traits? Because me personally, like, I think they don't have to be the best writer, but they can have a great voice and they'll go far. It really, in my opinion, just depends.
I think if you plan on specializing, then no. If you want to be a great songwriter, then all you really have to do is songwrite. If you want to be a great producer, then all you really have to do is produce. You don't have to learn how to play live and put on exciting live shows, stuff like that. I don't know the answer to that. I think everyone that I respect and admire either is really good at that, at everything, or they're good at building a team who can make them good at everything. Yeah. Like Morgan Wallen has Hardy, and he has the songwriting crew that he works with that make him, maybe his songs aren't the best of his catalog, but he's got everything else. And so he outsources that one part of the business.
Sure. I kind of stay on the same subject. There's definitely a fine line of people who like have the voice but don't have the songwriting skills, who are the people that like are blaming other things for not having those songwriting skills or anything.
Right.
But then there are those people that kind of realize what they're good at, and instead of kind of improving upon what they're not good at, they're just kind of evolve that next level what they are good at, and they stick with that. Like you're saying, like if you're a good producer but you're not a good musician, keep producing, keep doing that, and you'll become a producer instead of, you know, doing that. Yeah. So,
but just for me as an artist, Caleb, like I want to have all of the skills.
Sure.
I want to have the Infinity Stones.
Right.
And I think that I would be a good artist. The thing is, I like I said, I didn't grow up thinking I'd be a guitar player or be a singer. I knew I would write for the rest of my life, though. And when I wrote my first songs, I was like, oh, I'm a great, like my first song that came out, If I Seem Afraid, I really like it. I think it's a great song, but it's just me and guitar. And for that specific song, it works very well. But also, that was all I knew how to do. I didn't know how to like mix or how to tell the drummer how to play the drums or bass or anything like that. And as I learned more, I developed those skills. Right. But in my head, I was like, oh, I'm a songwriter, and the songwriting is enough. And I don't have to be dirty at guitar. I don't have to sing that good as long as the song is good. And I was like, well, no, I do if I really want to be the full package. So for me, I want to be a great artist. And to do that, I want to be good and great at every aspect of it.
That takes a lot of practice and time. And for somebody who's recently started that, I think you're doing pretty damn good.
Thank you.
Ryan, what do you think? What's your thought on this? I saw you smiling.
Can we go back to Ryan pulling out my Substack?
Hold on, I'll cue the.
I was impressed.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you for reading that.
Of course, dude. I was very impressed with your perspective and your outlook on
thank you. Yeah.
just being an artist in general. Caleb, can you repeat the question for me?
When Jake was talking a second ago about like, having one talent and maybe not having another. And like, just back to that question, do you really think an artist or a producer, like a songwriter, do you really think they need every aspect to quote unquote make it or like get big in the industry, whether that you view that on getting verified on TikTok one day or having 1 million views per song or getting signed or something like that? Ryan, what do you think?
The answer is no, but the more you can do, the easier it is.
Sure.
Because people like Rick Rubin exist where he will argue till the day that he dies that he doesn't know anything about music.
Which isn't true. Benny Blanco is the same thing. He's like, I don't know any chords.
Yeah, exactly.
Shut up, dude. You do. It's like, actually, I mentioned Benson Boone. Have any of you ever seen Benson Boone audition on American Idol?
I have.
Yeah.
Before he had the mustache, too.
And he's like, oh, yeah, I've never played piano before. And then clearly he did just warm up moments ago. I don't know. I hope I don't sound like that. I am telling you the truth when I say that I'm an accidental artist. Like, look up me.
We believe you, Chad.
And I didn't exist before. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
fair.
good.
But like people like that exist, and he makes insane money off of being a producer.
Right.
But I mean, coming into the music industry, my perspective on it is like the more things that I can be really good at, the more valuable I am. And like that's what it comes down to. I love music. I want to be a musician, but I need to have money.
Actually have some success.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to work.
I also want to go back. Caleb, you said making it. And I think that making it, like you listed, takes different forms for different people.
A lot of people.
And a lot of people, the
100%.
thing, a lot of people in Nashville that are the complainers have made it, but they haven't realized it like that. Mm-hmm. Like to be able to stay in the game. It's like Warren Buffett. People ask Warren Buffett all the time, like, you're the greatest investor of all time. He says, no, I'm the longest investor of all time. The reason that he is viewed as the greatest investor of all time is because he was in the game for the longest. Yeah. And so I think that a lot of people 20 years in, they're like, oh, I haven't made it yet. It's like, well, you've lasted this long. And that means you made it. But another thing is, for anyone watching this who's like, oh, Chad said I have to be great or whatever, don't take advice from people who don't know your specific goals. I don't think that's like blanket advice.
I agree.
I don't think blanket advice really works all the time.
No.
Making it is very like defined materialistically. Like the amount of money you have or what you have in life, massive house, craziest stuff. Yeah. It's measured by stuff. You never really reflect upon. Ryan's laughing at me for some reason.
SideStage is the friends we made along the way.
Exactly. We are a form of nothing.
I've made it because I'm doing a podcast with Chad Frick, not because I have millions of dollars in my bank account.
This is my form of success right here. No, I completely agree. People who have been in the game, there are people who have played on Broadway, let's say consistently, Saturday nights for 10 years now, right? They haven't gone outside the city. They haven't gone outside the state. Like, some people consider that as made it. And there's going to be people like that who are like, I'm stuck in Nashville. Yeah. I'm playing at
Broadway
Friends
sucks.
in Low Places. I'm playing at Kid Rocks. I'm playing at Garth Brooks Bar, which is also Friends in Low Places. Whatever all the bars are. They're playing at all of those places. They're having a good time. And guess what? They will complain about having that in their lives. They will complain that that's not enough. I want to go national. I want to go on world tour. I want to go wherever. I need to get signed by this person and this person. Shut up. There are people
calls back. That's their thing. Like they have chosen to go to the bar from 9 to 1 a.m. to play the guitar, play these crap covers. Like, do something about it.
It comes down to effort.
Complaining.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. If you have bigger goals than that, then take bigger steps.
Get off that dumb stage in front of the drunk tourists.
Yeah. No, I would love to play on Broadway. I would love to be there with a bunch of drunk tourists. Those guys, to me, exactly. Those, maybe I have more streams than them, and they'd see me and be like, oh, that guy made it. Or they look at my TikTok and say, that guy made it. But I haven't played on Broadway yet, and I want to. So I'm like, oh, shit, these guys have made it.
I've preached about that for a year now. It was like, if you play on Broadway, everybody walking in is going to think you're a superstar. Because they're not going to look up your streams. They're not going to look up anything. They're going to ask you to play Freebird or play a song they want. And guess what you're going to be able to say? Put $100 in this tip jar and I'll play it for you. And guess what? That money will be there in 5 seconds.
The tip inflation, one across the board, but especially on Broadway when it comes to bands and requests, It's like someone will go around with a bucket and shamelessly ask for $40 for you to play Zombie, which they're gonna play anyway,
right?
Which is absurd to me.
Oh yeah, no,
but also I would pay it.
Oh yeah,
it's genius.
I've been at Kid Rock's and they're like, we're gonna play fucking Freebird for $200.
Best rendition you've ever seen.
Yeah, it's like when this bucket fills up, so people crowdfund.
And guess what? I pull out. They have the Venmo link on too. If you don't have cash, we got Venmo right here.
I think that's ridiculous.
And I'm Venmoing immediately if they're playing Freebird. And guess what? It's the same rendition. Every single time.
And those guys think they haven't made it. Like you're getting $200 for 3 minutes of a song that you've played a million times. That the crowd's gonna love.
Oh yeah.
They're also hammered, so they're gonna love it even if it's bad. Which it isn't because you're really good.
I've witnessed. This is so gross. I think you might have been with me, Ryan. We were at Kid Rock's, and it was a girl singing with her band. And the way Kid Rock's is set up is there's a main stage as soon as you walk in. There's a pit for audience, and then the bar's in the middle of the room. So think.
Is that the one where the stage is like?
There's a
Up,
stage.
like steps.
Yeah. There's a stage. There's a pit, and then behind the pit there's a bar. I witnessed this girl. It's so gross.
Look it up.
She does like a crowd surf or a crowd dive, and everyone carries her to the bar because that's what she wanted, right?
This is the singer.
Do you remember this? You might have been there.
I wasn't there.
Okay, I was there, and it was terrible. And she asked for a male volunteer, and she says, lay your head down on the bar. So he lays his
Is this allowed on offstage?
Oh, it's fine.
Is this off air?
Can we do a demonstration of what actually happened? Me and Ryan can start doing
the video would get taken down.
Backstage.
And
what is this?
This is backstage on offstage. Anyway, she has really long hair. Now you could literally see the hairspray and the chemicals in her hair. Her hair is long. She takes two guys' beers, Michelob Ultras, puts both in hands. She pours it in her hair, right? Has the guy lay down his head, and she wrings her hair, the beer, into his mouth.
If that's not making it, I don't know what it is.
Okay. I know that's so off topic to making it, whatever, we can get back to it, but that is you could see the amount of hairspray and chemicals and
listen,
grease that was in that.
If you're from Allentown, Pennsylvania, and you pull up to Nashville, and you've never been here before, and you love beer, and a girl sprays her beer hair down your throat, you're probably gonna love that shit. Yeah. I wouldn't do it. Obviously, I'm with you.
I was about to ask you, Chad. Would you?
I wouldn't. No, not at all.
I'll try anything once.
Jesus.
However,
get Ryan off the set.
Everyone in the bar, except everyone else in the bar, probably was like, "This girl's a rock star," right? Well, what was the reaction?
Oh yeah, that's what I was getting. I was going nuts. I was so hyped. And then the next day, I was sitting in bed. I was like, "Oh my god, that is the most disgusting thing I've ever witnessed." But anyway, back to making it. People will define it in so many different ways, and it comes down to what your personal goals are and being happy with what you have. There are people who are out there who have 1 million followers on TikTok, whether that's through music or any type of content, and I guarantee you they're comparing themselves to other people. They're comparing themselves to people who might have less followers than them, but more in-tune followers to what they want. Or they might have 5 million more followers or 5 million more dollars. You have to be content with your own success. Now, I say that with a precedent that you have to be working for that success. You can't sit around like some people do here, do nothing about your career if that's what you want in music, and then complain that nothing's working.
All right.
You're going to be looked at as even the friends surrounding you. If you're complaining to them and it's visible you aren't working, your friends might cope with you, but I can guarantee you deep down they're thinking, no shit, it's not working. You don't do anything anything about it.
This is can I interrupt? Sorry.
Go ahead.
The best quote I've heard is, if someone Truman Show was documenting your life for a week, if they watched your life for a full week, I'm sure you guys have heard this before, would they know and think that you're serious about your goals? And if you can genuinely look at yourself and ask yourself yes or no, I wrote a song this week. It's like some people do the bare minimum and then use that as I'm good. I'm on the track. And can we talk about TikTok?
I was going to get back to short form content, but really quick, I'm going to drop my own quote here that I've heard. We are dropping quotes left and right this episode. We are setting a new record on Offstage here. The best, one of the best, we got Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle right here. We're all talking. One of the best,
Bowser.
And Bowser to my left.
The sticks.
One of the best quotes I've heard, and I've used this a lot this year, is that we are all products of our choices, and that true strength lies in the ability to change. If you really want to do something with your life, you have to work. You have to grind. You have to always
Caleb,
work.
I got one for you.
Here we go.
Your network is your net
No,
worth.
shut the fuck up. All right.
Oh, he's right, though.
No, okay.
No, he's right.
We all have stories for that. We're going to talk about that in Ryan's episode. Sometimes Ryan will just say the most.
Is that your go-to?
Yeah, this one's for Griffin.
NPC dialogue.
If Griffin's watching this episode, which he probably is, Griffin Tomano, at Griff Tomano on TikTok and Instagram.
Griff.
Find him on Spotify.
Thanks for watching, Griffin.
Ryan was at the cafeteria one day, and Griffin.
Does Belmont have a cafeteria?
We do.
Does.
It's terrible.
Right, we got to talk about
No, it's
TikTok,
goated.
and then I want to talk about college with you guys.
Yeah, I'd love to talk about
the college guy.
Look at us college boys right here.
It's the ASU podcast.
Griffin makes a joke to Ryan saying, Ryan, you're gonna go up to the dessert station after this and get something to snack on, right? And Ryan goes,
This is irrelevant.
Ryan goes,
It's important.
Ryan goes, in full seriousness, apparently, I tend to enjoy the savory aspects of it.
Misquote.
Misquote. How do I say it? You say it yourself. You're the one who said it.
This is so irrelevant. I found myself more tempted by the savory items.
Yeah, it's complete bullshit like that, right? So back to our quotes. Ryan will just
What's wrong
drop.
with that one?
Ryan will
That
just.
one's good.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I'm
whatever. Anyway,
And
Modern day Teddy
actually,
Roosevelt.
There's a good lesson in here. Maybe Caleb isn't the target audience,
probably not.
and there's
somebody out
guys
there
watching
who's agreeing with
who
Ryan.
know that that's a great fucking quote.
Right? Jake, you got any quotes for us today? You're the only one due right now.
I'll have one by the end of the.
Jake's quotes the outro.
We'll look some up actually.
No, but back to being products of our choices. Every decision we make in our life becomes what we are. Every choice you make, whether that's good or bad, will become your final product.
All right, let me give you a quote that's a supplement to your quote. So
Okay.
if your quote is the meta quote, mine's like a little like branch from it.
Okay.
Yours is the trunk, mine's a branch.
All right.
It goes, I don't remember all the meals I've ate any more than all the books I've read. Nonetheless, they made me.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly that. Like everything you consume, so we should talk about TikTok, everything you consume influences you.
Yeah.
And so the way that I've kind of talked, like, I was trying to understand how I became a singer and how I started writing and all these. And I think that in the same way you inhale, this is going to say, I fucking hate when artists talk like this, but the way that, like, you inhale, right? You convert it and then you exhale, okay? The exact same thing is happening with what I consume, and then I convert it, and then I exhale.
Sure.
And
Right.
it comes out as whatever art form it takes.
Yeah.
A dumb TikTok or a good song.
Let's pivot to TikTok now before we get too off topic with more. Short form TikTok is like the most complicated thing that artists tend to not figure out. Now, Chad, I think you've done pretty well with it. Chad is still up and coming on TikTok, but man, you've had some good videos, and not all of them relate to music in ways, but I feel like it kind of ties it into music somehow. Now, like, people have figured out some methods to cracking that algorithm, and like we said, it comes down to talent, creativity, and all of that, and I completely agree. But like, props to Griffin again. Shout out to him. The way he does it is he crops his video, so the second you swipe on, he's already talking. Like, there's no gap. There's not even a millisecond before you already hear his voice about, especially what he's talking about. Now, like, we've all been there doom scrolling on Reels, or Ryan watches YouTube Shorts, or TikTok. If you're not interested on a video in the first half a second, you're on to the next. You're watching the next,
On to the next one.
Like,
Jay-Z, Swizz Beatz.
unless there's like a cool image that you're looking at, or you're really interested in that half second, like, if there's no audio, I'm off. Like, I'm not watching it.
Intuition.
Yeah. So I know you're still trying to figure it out, Chad, but like, how have you kind of approached TikTok? Because you know that it's one of the most important ways to grow, especially modern day. How do you kind of tackle that?
Yeah, I was very anti-TikTok because I was never a scroller. I didn't have it.
Sure.
And I didn't really use social media. I had an Instagram profile with 800 followers in private mode until I decided that, you know, it's necessary.
Yeah.
You have to be on social media if you want to succeed as a public figure, obviously, especially in something like this. TikTok, I don't think I gained, like, my first song came out in July of 2024, and then a full album came out in November, and then I didn't get on TikTok until January. And the reason for that is because I wasn't really concerned about, like, streams weren't my primary concern when I released the album. I really just wanted it to exist and to know to myself and for other people to know that I was serious as an artist.
Sure.
That I wasn't just going to put out a single and be a little like, oh, listen to me type thing. I started TikTok in January because I wanted people to listen to my music and more people to find me, because what TikTok is very good at, for anyone who's unfamiliar, is it will send you to an audience. And so the For You page is how 95% of scrolling happens. The other 5% is people that you're friends with. And the algorithm is so strong that, like, for instance, if Ryan and I met one time, he would probably see me on TikTok because they're listening to all our conversations and they connect Wi-Fis and they see that we're on the same Wi-Fi. They see that we're in the same.
Fun fact, what I figured out yesterday on a TikTok is that it's about our iPhones. Because have you guys ever been in that moment where you're like, my phone's listening to me?
Yeah.
Like everything I talk about in public is like on my Instagram or ads. Like when you get your iPhone, you have to accept a terms and conditions the second you get it. And if you decline it by any chance, you have to return your iPhone in 2 weeks. When you accept it, you are literally in that small print. It's like, we are allowed to use any data from your microphone, your camera, your interactions, your contacts, anything like that. It's allowed to use that. And if it basically like owns all of the information and it owns all of the software. And if you just say like, no, I'm not a fan of that, well then return your iPhone because you're not allowed to use it. So like that actually like was like, holy shit, that's actually how it works. So like you're right. Like if you and Ryan met up one day, the next day is probably going to be on your For You page or vice versa. Right. So just get back to what you're talking about.
Sorry, but the TikTok is kind of like the wild, wild west where you can shoot a million shots into the air and then one of them is going to hit.
Yeah.
And no one really knows. Like people, you can buy a course on how to succeed on TikTok and it's not established enough for you to really know. But if you keep trying and keep iterating the way that you would with any business, you will get somewhere. And so I think I have like 7,000 TikTok followers now, which to me is a lot, because to me, 7,000 people just wanting to listen to me speak is absurd.
You have 8,490.
Look at that.
Oh, hell yeah. Thank you for pulling that up.
8,490
people. Thank you for watching me on TikTok. That my thought process when it comes to TikTok. So whatever, that's only people who have clicked follow. People who have seen me, I think I have like 15 million views total.
Yeah.
And if someone sees you, when they see you again, there's a higher likelihood than not that there's some familiarity there. It's like,
exactly.
Oh, wait, I know Caleb. Yeah, I saw the SideStage podcast. So when Caleb, runs for president, they'll be like, oh, I know him from this. It's not a complete stranger up there trying to get you to vote for him.
If I ever run for president.
Let's hope that doesn't happen.
So another thing, like I have my name spray painted on the sidewalks in 12 South.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, 12 South's like a very popular part of Nashville. For any of you guys watching that might not live here. A lot of restaurants, a lot of shops now, honestly, a lot of coffee shops. A lot of people just spray paint stuff on the sidewalks for advertisements, and there's a ton of spots to put posters and stuff. Like very high up brands do it, and now every block it just says Chad Frick was here because this guy decided to spray paint with those brands. Really cool. I think that's awesome. And like with the first time I saw it, I was like, no way. And like now I'm considering doing it for November 15th, which we'll talk about at the end. But yeah, talk a little bit behind that. Like what was the point of what were you thinking?
Well, with the same thought process as TikTok is that if someone is familiar with you, like, so say you've read my name. This is actually how I know it works. When I would walk to my work in Tampa, parked in the parking lot, and then would walk into the office, on the ground it said Gracie Abrams. Didn't say anything except spray painted in the same font that I used, Gracie Abrams. Black spray paint right there on the corner. So it was right before the stoplight. So if I was waiting at the stoplight, I would stand there for a minute and just read Gracie Abrams' name and then look around and maybe talk to the strangers and stuff like that. But I read her name every day, and I never thought about it really. And I didn't listen to her music. I didn't know who she was. And then she came up with, like, That's So True came up. And I was like, oh, Gracie Abrams, I know her. I don't know her. I've never met her. I'd never seen what she looked like before. I didn't know she was a singer. I just saw her name on the sidewalk. But then I was like, oh, this is awesome. And I went and listened to all her songs because I felt a closeness to her.
Right.
And I think that, I'm giving away a secret. I don't want you to spray paint over my name.
We'll gatekeep it.
Yeah. But I think the same thing could happen where now I'm playing a show and you see the advertisement for the show. It's like, oh, Chad Frick, I know him. I've seen his name on the sidewalk.
So do you see it as more like a long-term investment? Like, you know what I mean? A long-term game? Like someone might see your name and be like, whatever. But then the second they see you on a poster or a song out, they're going to be, or on TikTok, they're like, oh, wait, that's Chad Frick. But like in the moment, they're not going to be like, let me research Chad Frick and follow him and listen to all his music.
It can work for both. I have had people, I've had probably, I'd say up to 50, and I spray painted that, I don't know, 2 months ago, follow me on Instagram. And like, it's clear that they have no association to me except that they were on 12 South that day on their Instagram story.
Right.
And I think 3 of them have DM'd me like a picture of it. And they're like, hey, this is how I found you, which is really cool.
That's awesome.
And so however many have seen it and not taken action, or just I haven't determined that they followed me for that reason.
Right before you got here, we were just talking about that because we have been posting a couple things for our showcase going on. And like the post that we just posted a couple days ago has, this isn't crazy or anything, but like 10, 12,000 views
just on the Instagram post.
Just on the Instagram post, but like we look at our follower account and it's still like 210.
Yeah.
So it's that kind of sense of like, you see it, cool, scroll past it. You don't really do anything with it.
Yeah.
You know
like,
what I mean?
How can you make it a lasting impact? Like how can you
memorable? How do you make it memorable?
Memorable. That's the word I'm looking for. And I really think you kind of nailed it on the head there. And it's the little stuff. Like we can dive into it. We got to wrap up here shortly, but
do we?
Yeah, I know, right?
So we're moving.
Yeah, it goes quickly. Momentum.
You guys have something to do after this?
Yeah, we're busy. We got 3 more episodes tonight. Chad put a piano in a park. Like, was it your piano?
It was my piano.
Yeah, he just put
Thank
it
you
in
for
the
mentioning that.
Yeah.
I actually haven't talked about that since I did it.
Yeah,
with anyone, I was just put it there. And then
Chad just put a piano in the park, made a TikTok about it, and then everyone started playing the piano, like opening music up to a community. You would think there's pianos in Nashville in the public. There's really not.
I was really surprised by that.
Yeah,
and I was really surprised that I was the first person to do it. And the only barrier to entry was, again, I'm giving away all the secrets, was me just putting it there.
Yeah.
Which was effortful and like hard. It was a good workout.
Yeah.
But I think that I learned a lesson. I was like, wow, you can just do things.
Yeah.
And
the ambiguity and like mysteriousness of it all is kind of like what draws people in.
Where did this piano get here
Who
from?
is Gracie? Like this name on a sidewalk.
Yeah. You're like,
why don't I just find out?
It's like a rabbit trail. Like, oh, who put this piano in? Chad Frick. Wait, I've heard that name before. Oh, wait, it's on the sidewalk. I've seen his name. Let me look up his profile. So like, if
so
you're
on OffStage,
now you're on a podcast and they can listen to this.
The best podcast in the world.
The best podcast. It really comes down. Yeah, we got SideStage coasters. Look at that. Yeah, look at that. They're made of stone. Don't break them. They were expensive.
These were hand carved by Ryan.
That's right.
There's a quote in there somewhere.
Yeah, there's a quote on the back of them. Like, yeah. It comes down to creativity with your content and with your marketing, and like that is going a step further than most musicians and creatives in Nashville do. It's more than posting your song with lyrics over top on TikTok. It's making a lasting impact, and I really think you've nailed it on the head there. And
Thank you.
I think if I could give, and I'm sure you would give the same advice to anybody out there who's looking for different ways to put out their music and their content, leave lasting impacts. And there's so many ways to do that, not only on your social media, but also in your community like Chad's done.
Thank you. I didn't really mean to, that wasn't like the marketing and advertising wasn't really a goal with the piano. I did put my Instagram on there. I also wrote on it, and I was like, if you work at Sevier Park and this is not allowed, please DM me on Instagram and tell me to take it out of it. Like, but it was cool that people did really resonate it enough that they wanted to DM me and give me credit for it and reach out to me. But I really didn't do it for that. I did it because I wanted the piano to be in the park, and I sat up Sevier Park. There's the house that was the house that oversaw the land, and so it overlooks the hill. So I put the piano at the bottom of the hill, and I just sat there all day like an old man looking at the ocean, truthfully. And I was just like, hell yeah, those people are playing my piano. Yeah. And I didn't really, they didn't really look at me, but that was that. How much more time do we have?
We'll wrap up in a few minutes here.
Right, I want to hear about Belmont.
Yeah, we can talk about that. But really to tie that out, like, even if it's not intentional for your music or your career or your account, like, even those unintentional moments can really tie you as a person. And people like a meaningful person to follow. And I think that's what the piano really resembled at the end of the day.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think that a lot of my grievances with artists is that I don't believe you. And one, I don't believe you when you say you're working as hard as you are, or when you like want to, you know, like, oh, this is my goal, but you're not taking any actions to show me evidence that that's your goal. But a lot of songs I feel like that I listen to from new artists, like, oh, listen to my song, like friends or like people that I kind of run into. It's just the first song that they wrote and finished, and it's not enough for me to believe them. And so I forget what you said that made me think of this, but
was it about unintentional acts with the piano?
Oh yeah, it was like, I mean, that was just like a real thing that I did that I wanted people to see, and a lot of people believed in it, which was like, I wasn't begging them to believe me the way that I think a lot of people are like begging, like, listen to my song, please listen to my song. It's not for me. The piano, here's the point. The piano wasn't for me. I did like looking at it, but it was really for the people who played it to be like, oh, this is awesome. I have never seen the piano in this park before. And I think that the ego is what's blocking a lot of these artists from succeeding, is because
100% agree with that.
They're like, why is no one listening to me? Why isn't I'm giving them? I was talking to this one kid, and he's talking about the same thing, money, and he was so upset that, like, oh, streaming doesn't pay enough, like this, that, and the third, and all that sort of stuff. And he said that, like, I'm entertaining these people, I should get paid more. And no, dude, these people are nice enough to listen. Make sure you give them something worth listening to.
Exactly.
And I just, that's my main grievance, is that if it's egocentric, you're going to lose. If you're like, oh my God, these people like my music and they want to hear another one, well, I better give them a really good next one, because that's what they deserve.
Right. Yeah, we're going to,
I hate artists so much, guys.
You heard it from Chad himself. We're honestly going to have to do a second episode eventually. Like, we could talk for ages. We have a whole...
Seriously.
5 other topics we could talk about right now.
Let's talk about of Backstage. Oh, I'm sorry.
Backstage, the podcast in OffStage, which we shoot for SideStage. Anyway, let's talk a couple minutes about Belmont, and then we're really going to have to wrap it up.
I was actually going to kind of segue into that. I don't know if we're trying to talk about like the fun parts of it. Or
Well, I just really, I mean, I went to I didn't go to a music school, and you guys are cool, right?
I think
but
so.
I don't know if that's the case for everyone at music school.
You've really
no, not at all.
Cool.
I was getting into that because, like, I see the same thing going to school. You know, people are very, like, they think they're deserving because they pay $60,000, $70,000 a year to go to this school. And they're like, I write these songs, I play these shows, like, what's happening? Well, that's just it. You're writing songs, you're playing shows, but that's it. That's like,
no one's connecting.
That's the surface, and you're not going any deeper.
Yeah.
I also think the heart of music itself is creativity, and creativity is not a tactic. It is something, I don't even know the word to use it, but like, there's no pattern, there's no really data, there's nothing to it. It is solely moment by moment and person by person. And something like, we both went to school for business. Like, you can put a tactic because there's data and there's science on that, right? There's no like creativity to marketing tactics, right? And yeah, that ties into music in ways, but like, what makes a song good isn't that everyone else has done the same song. It's that someone wrote an interesting creative song, and that's where we found success. So like, we go to a school where your college degree is based around music, and that's not a bad thing. Like, there is so much you can learn. However, like, just because you have the college degree doesn't make you a professional.
It's what you do with what you learn that determines how far you get.
Exactly. So there's still so much you have to do on your own and think and create. Like, Ryan, you're music tech, so you produce a lot of songs and music. There's probably a lot of tactic and skills you've learned in school, and you've gotten a very valuable education. But it also comes down to your creativity to make that happen. You have all the tools in front of you, and you were taught how to use those tools. And there's probably tactics to make good songs, but like, it comes down to your creativity. Am I wrong, or?
Well, I would say, like, we're getting deep into like what it is to be an artist here, but like, what's holding most people back from creating their best output is just not knowing things. And when my mindset around getting music education was, I want to be a music major because I want to know everything. I want to know everything that I can. I want to know AAT. I want to know theory, everything. Because really after that, once you filled in the gaps of knowledge, there's no excuse.
Yeah.
You know? It's like Chad, for example, you came into it, you want to be the man in the arena, but you don't have all that knowledge.
Right.
So that means that you're going to have gaps coming into Nashville. But that's okay because, like, schooling isn't the only way to fill those gaps, you know?
Yeah.
No, definitely.
And then after that, it's just, can you express yourself as an artist? And those are two separate skills.
I think the point I was trying to get across is, like, we were just referring that there's individuals at Belmont and in Nashville who are entitled in that, or like what you were saying, that I don't make enough money, but I make good content. Like, no, like it comes down to the root of it that you aren't making good enough content or music. And
you have to be disciplined.
Yeah, you have to be disciplined, but you can learn everything about what you want to do. You can do 4 years at Belmont or Berkeley or any of these music schools, and guess what? It might not be the full answer for you because it comes down to what you make yourself. That's what I was trying to get across.
Sorry. The best way, this is short, the best way to learn is not through classes. It's not through sitting for an hour and a half and listening to some old fart talk about what he's been doing for the past 65 years.
Yeah.
It's doing it yourself.
Yeah. No, I completely agree.
No, an analogy I'd give is like painting, and you have all the colors and all the brushes, which would be trying to learn everything and getting to know every skill. So that's what I was thinking, is that I only have a few colors. So I was only able to make this many paintings with the colors I have, and I moved to Nashville because I wanted more colors. I wanted to, and I like the better brushes and to learn the new techniques and that sort of thing. But you can have all of the brushes and all the colors and all the canvases and still not paint, or still not paint well. Mm-hmm. And so I completely agree with you with that like you want to fill the gaps, but just filling the gaps doesn't make your work great. It's a whole different genre.
True.
No, yeah, I completely agree. And honestly, if you ever want to come back on this podcast, we could talk another hour just about that, honestly.
Right. I'd love to come back.
Yeah, we'll definitely have you back. Chad, as much as we'd love to keep talking, we've kind of hit our marker here where people would start to be disinterested and probably click off our episode.
Not
me, though.
Here, guys.
Not me, yeah. Chad, this was
for your regular guest.
No, this was an awesome episode. Thanks again for coming on.
Yeah, no, I do want to say something. I've done a bunch of podcasts, but I haven't really gotten into my hatred and ranting for other artists. But like it's mostly a bit.
Yeah,
I do not like you if you have an ego about it and you complain about it. That is real. But like I don't actually hate artists. I think there needs to be more great art in the world. And I'm a little embarrassed now that I showed my whole hand when it comes to
don't be, man.
Declaring war on the egotist artist, which I am doing, and I'm not backtracking on that statement.
There's nothing wrong for being upset at people who don't want to work for what they want. Yeah. I think that was the meaning behind what you were saying. So to clear it up, Chad doesn't hate artists.
That's my PR guy. No. You don't have to speak for me, Caleb. It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Watch the episode.
It'll all get cleared up if you watch it.
The title of the episode is going to be Chad Frick Hates Artists. OffStage, episode
artists.
4.
Right.
I mean, yeah. Do it.
Yeah.
I said it.
Right.
I got to stand on it.
Right.
Ryan, Jake, and Caleb, thanks so much for having me, guys.
This was amazing.
Thank you.
You want to close us out, Jake?
Sick.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought.
Musician, intellectual, songwriter, writer. I'm just writer of Substack essays. Chad Frick.
Yeah, there you go. Ryan said it all. Chad, it was awesome having you. We hope to see you at November 15th at our SideStage Showcase.
What's November 15th?
November 15th is this lovely date where we are hosting our first, possibly annual. Who knows? Who knows how far it can go?
Maybe Chad will play at one.
Dude, that would be awesome. SideStage Showcase at Exit Inn, a legendary Exit Inn.
Yep. You can find tickets at exitinn.com. We're going to put it below in this video. And it's on all our social medias at SideStage Management, MGMT. You can find it on our website. It's very convenient to buy these tickets, so you literally have no excuses. Go to Do615 to upvote our event too on November 15th if you want to show us some love. We'd appreciate it. It gets more people out.
I heard that before we started filming the episode that like if enough people come, Chad is gonna what's it called? Crowd serve all the way to the bar and then bring beer out from his hair.
It doesn't matter at all, actually, how many people come. I will be.
But here's the thing: we can't crowd surf without like 200 people.
No, if you three are in the audience, I'm gonna That'll be enough for me.
So either we go to the
I'll be doing that right there.
Either
I'll be
we
doing
go,
that right
yeah,
there.
Either we
doing
go
that right there.
We either go to the hospital because
Doing
there's no one in
right
the
there.
audience to help crowd surf, or we take Chad successfully do that bar. But please come out. It's going to be such a good show. We got Velvet Mirage, Dylan Joseph, Griffin Tomano, and Keller. It's going to be awesome. Chad's going to be there. Other artists are going to be there. Show up and show some love. Chad, thanks again for coming on. We'll definitely have you on
Thanks,
again.
guys.
Ryan, thanks for dropping in as well. This was so awesome. My pleasure. All right.
Chick-fil-A.
For the listeners, we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.